All right, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It's your good friend Pozzible here, and today we're going to get back to we're going to get ready for Halloween now. I mean, I know it's a little early; it's just near the end of September, but let's face it. Compared to the fact that Walgreens had Halloween stuff out by August, I think I'm a little late to get ready for Halloween. This Halloween, I'm going to focus more on classic horror, especially foreign classic horror. I'm hoping that on the last week of Halloween, I'm going to get some monster movie reviews going from back to the original ones that started the whole thing. This particular one gets me with Giallo, and I'm going to be doing a lot of Giallos this week and next week. So if you like Giallo, make sure you stay tuned. I hope I'm pronouncing that right too. I might be pronouncing that wrong. If I am, I apologize, but let's face it, I think that's how it's pronounced. Giallo, the famous Italian horror movies, especially from the 60s, 70s, and a little bit of the 80s. This was always a little bit more intelligent than what we have nowadays. Even though we kind of came back with Saw, we kind of fell back with things like The Conjuring and Paranormal Activity. We hit rock bottom. Alright, Giallo though was more known for its body count. This was back in the day when these kind of movies were very, very new still. So the idea that people would even do something like this was unheard of, I mean, let's face it, back in the day, George Lucas could blow up a planet and everyone would be shocked and surprised. Nowadays, you blow up a planet and they're like, whatever. So you gotta take it from that point of view that this was definitely a movie for its time, made a long time ago, and in my opinion still holds up today somewhat. The one problem that I have with Giallo is they can have a very, very slow pace. Now this particular one was more interesting because the killer must kill again did not have the mystery. Here everything was laid out pretty easily. It was just your question of what was going to happen. You got a husband, not the guy photoed by the way, who is cheating on his wife, and his wife's threatening to leave him. She obviously has all the money, and if she leaves, he can't do any of his projects. So what's he going to do? Well, that's when fate steps in. Fate decides to show him, he decides to drive out in the middle of frickin' nowhere, literally on the docks for whatever reason. I mean, the guy really had no business being there whatsoever. I don't know why the husband went there. The husband goes to these docks to call his girlfriend because he wants to see her. She's not home at the time, but what does come up is this guy right here. We never learn his name. We only see his initials. He is known as the killer, but his name is never known. This guy has just finished off his latest victim. He is in her car, and he takes her car and pushes it into the river so he can watch it sink away. Definitely a satisfying moment for a serial killer. Unfortunately for this serial killer, this time a guy sees him. Realizing that the guy notices him, the guy decides to blackmail the serial killer. How does he do it, by the way? Oh, he takes the guy's lighter. We see his initials, and he's like, your fingerprints are on this lighter. Yeah, and so are yours. But that's okay. It's the 70s, guys. This kind of stuff was legal back then. So now, the husband wants to blackmail a serial killer into killing his wife, disposing of the body. Not only will he give the serial killer a brand new kill, practically on a silver platter, but he will also pay the serial killer $20,000 to sweeten the pot. Now, I don't know about you, but this was in the 1970s. $20,000 was a lot of money back then. So yes, the guy takes it very begrudgingly, by the way. Everything seems to be going as planned till something goes wrong. And that is what the real crux of this movie is about. Trying to save face, literally, because the deed is done, but now, with the body in the car, two kids in the middle of the night decide to steal a car, this car with the body in it, and drive all the way to the beach in the stolen car. I kid you not. And now he's got to chase down these kids. So the husband is thinking everything is fine, everything is hunky-dory. The cops are very suspicious. Things aren't looking the way they should. So he's got to play along, try to understand what's going on. And the husband is somewhat freaking out because he doesn't understand what's happening. He doesn't understand where the police are coming from. So he's just trying to play along like the husband who doesn't really understand what's happening type of thing. Okay? And it's done expertly well. Very interesting because you just don't know how it's going to end. You just don't understand what's going to happen. Of course, the fact that the beach was in a straight line and that this guy was able to, catch up and all that, that part was pretty cool. A little stretch of the imagination, I won't lie, but I will say this. If there was ever a movie that should be remade, and I really don't like them remaking movies, this is one of those movies that could be really remade. Intense, intelligent, very well acted, very well done. A lost classic. And if you have not seen this yet, get it. It's on Netflix right now. The Killer Must Kill Again is a big time see it, especially for this holiday season. Alright guys, that's it for me today. We'll see you at the theaters.